So guys, recently I had a question from my VIP member asking how I come up with good trading opportunities, especially while scalping the boom 1000 index market and the crash 1000 index market. All right, you know that spikes usually come in. So when you are trading against the spikes, it's usually very difficult for a lot of people to find entries that will not end up catching up with spikes. So in this video, I'm going to explain how I avoid simple mistakes that people make, how I avoid those mistakes, and how I come up with good trading decisions as far as scalping the boom 1000 and the crash 1000 index market is concerned. You can equally apply this to every other boom and crash market, and even as far as every other financial market that you're trading on, especially if it is a market that recognizes technical analysis. Okay, so first thing first, before you take a trade, you want to first of all know the direction of the market, right? We already should know that by now. You first of all want to see the direction that the market is going to. You want to know where people who are into that same trade are headed, right? Are there more buyers in the market? Are there more sellers in the market? And as far as selling, as far as trading against the spikes is concerned, you want to be selling the boom 1000 index market, and you equally want to be buying the crash 1000 index market when you want to trade against spikes. If you want to catch spikes, for the boom 1000 index market, you want to be buying, and for the crash 1000 index market, you want to be selling. But because of this video, we are looking to sell the boom 1000 index market and buy the crash 1000 index market. So when you want to sell the boom 1000 index market, you want to see a downtrending market. You want to see that the direction is downwards. You want to see that there are more sellers in the market. Now pay attention very well, because there are a lot of mistakes that people make during this period while they are looking at the trend. So yes, every trader will tell you to look at the trend, and here we go. We have a downward direction. Of course, you can see clearly that the market is headed to the downside. Now another thing you should do after you've seen a downward direction is to spot out your areas of resistance. Okay, you want to be selling at resistance and buying at support, normally the way we do, right? So how do you spot out support and resistance? I just did that with my trend lines. I've been able to spot out areas where there is constant rejections and reversal from the upside, pushing price downwards, right? You can see that whenever there's a pullback to the upside, eventually it will run back downwards and then pull back into the upside again, and then price will run back downwards from there. So I want to see price come back to this other side of the market, right? I want to see that price comes back to this high. Now before I continue with this, I need you guys to quickly add up this indicator, the moving average. Most of you guys would know already that moving average is one of my favorite indicators if I'm trading with indicators. So period 5, shift 1 method, exponential, applied to close levels are not needed, so you skip that. And time frame, leave it at all time frames, of course. And then for the style, make sure you use a color that is visible on your chart. I'm using red color here, so you click down when you're done with that and you see your moving average on your chart. Now for you to spot a trend, I wanted you guys to add this indicator so that I'll be able to use it to guide you guys on spotting a trend or following a trend properly, especially for you guys that do not know how to use market structure to identify or spot out a trend. That is more solid than all of these ones that the indicators give you, right? Using your naked eyes to look at the candlesticks and be able to read the candlestick patterns, the chart patterns, and tell the market structure is much more better off than doing it with indicators. Okay, so if you are doing it with indicators, you need to always be extra careful. If you can combine both indicators and these ones, then you will be safer. You make more safe entries, more safe trades in the market. So now that we've added our indicator, we want to be able to see the direction using this indicator. How do we do that? So now I need you guys to see how the indicators are running above the price at this level, right? see how the indicators are running above the price. That means price is running under the indicator, right? If price eventually moves up towards the indicator, it rejects there and reverses instantly, right? Whenever it does that, you see that the market is trending downwards, right? Whenever you see the indicator running below price level, that means the indicators are telling you that the market is moving upwards. But if the market is running below, if the price is running below the indicator, that means it's a downtrend. So if you go back to this place, you'll see that price has been running below the indicators, right? So that clearly shows us a downtrend. But now this is the mistake that a lot of people make. Now notice that we are looking at a downtrend, of course, but eventually you see that price broke the indicator level here. Price went above the indicator, closed above the indicator, and continued to push upwards. Now this is the 4 hours time frame. I'm doing this in the 4 hours time frame because I respect the 4 hour time frame a lot. The 4 hour time frame also respects my analysis a lot. I like to look at the closing price of this time frame to be able to determine the future of the market. So now if my indicator shows me that price is now above the indicator level, that means the market is no longer trending downwards. Okay, that means price has moved above the indicator right now. If you go to a lower time frame at this level, if you go to a lower time frame, you will see series of higher highs. Trust me. Maybe you should do that. You should just go to a lower time frame. I'm going to go to the 1 hour. You can see already. I'm going to a lower one. You can see higher highs. I'm going to even lower one. You can see higher highs at that level, right? You can see that price was always printing higher highs, right? So that means that particular time, remember that I used to say in my videos that you must always narrow your analysis down to the most recent events in the market. That's very important. So here being the most recent areas, right? We don't want to just jump in and start selling when we are seeing higher highs in the market. Also, we've seen that the indicator, for those who don't do market structure using the chart patterns and all of that, the indicator has shown you here clearly that price broke above it and closed above it. So you don't want to just start selling just because you've seen that the market is in a somewhat resistance region. Okay, you don't want to just jump in and start selling because price has gotten to that region, right? Remember that you have seen higher highs in the market. You've seen that the indicator is now below price at the time. Had it been price came up and met the indicator, just like what happened here, and then started showing signs of weakness and started selling again, that would give us the infantry to want to jump into the market and sell, right? But if this is not what happened and eventually price broke the indicator here and went above it and closed above it on this time frame, this is a very significant time frame. Every time frame is actually significant, but the higher time frames like the 4 hours for me gives me more accurate information. So having seen that price has gotten to that resistance, I'm not just going to rush in. A lot of you will rush into the market and start selling, and then a spike will go up. I have made that mistake a couple of times, so it's something common with all of us, right? Now, the lesson here is you don't rush in and start selling. Do you know what you should do? The same way you saw higher highs that moved price into that level, you need to see lower lows, right? Lower lows signify a downtrend. That also means you need to see price below the indicator. So I'm going to wait for price to break below this indicator, right? I'm going to wait for price to break below this indicator. And before that happens, or if that happens, on the lower time frames, you would see price moving like this. You would see lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, right? That's what you see, lower highs and lower lows, just like that. And then when eventually it comes below the indicator and closes below the indicator, I want to see a pullback into the upside, and I want to see rejections, right? I want to see rejections at that point, and then that is when I will move to lower time frames and look for entries. That's when I'll move to lower time frames and look for what? Entries. That is the very simple way to trade. If you have questions, drop it in the comments, and also reach out to me. My WhatsApp number will be in the description of this video. Reach out to me if you have any further, whatever you want me to address, just reach out to me. If you want to be a part of the mentorship program, that will definitely walk you through all of this process and make it easy for you to even understand how to do it perfectly within a short period of time, then reach out to me and be a part of that. It's very affordable right now. If you're in the Telegram group, you would have seen that there is a discount slash, because we want everybody to just jump in this last one, because this is the last mentorship we are doing for the year. Of course, the year is already ending. So guys, jump in, smash the like button if you have something you've benefited from this video, and also if you are new to the channel, subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you always see more videos when they come on. I'll see you guys in the next one.